Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello there and welcome to the first ever Squiz Kids, Kids vs Adults Summer Squiz. I'm Bryce Corbett, host of Squiz Kids, your daily news fix.
And I'm Rosie Corbett of Rosie's Recipes fame.
Now, whether you're killing time in the school holidays, hanging by the pool, or on a long family road trip, this is the perfect way to while away a bit of time.
And prove once and for all who's smartest, adults or kids.
Definitely adults.
No, definitely kids.
Well, we'll see. So, this is how this is going to work. Rosie's going to ask 10 questions for the kids about news events of the year just gone. For each question, kids, you'll have 5 seconds to answer. Adults, you sit back and count how many they get right.
And then Dad will ask 10 questions just for the adults about the year that was. And then whoever ends up correctly answering the most number of questions is the winner.
And what's the prize?
If the kids win, they don't have to unpack the dishwasher or set the table or tidy their room for the rest of the school holidays.
Ooh, and if the adults win?
They can have all the naps they want during the day and can control the TV remote at night.
Wow, high stakes then. Okay, is everybody ready? Let's start with the kids. Over to you, Rosie.
Okay, an easy one to start. Question number 1. What was the name of the virus that brought the world to a standstill in 2020? Yep, that's right. It was the coronavirus. Question number 2. Who won the US presidential election? You got it. It was Joe Biden. Question number 3. Which Australian city was in an extended period of lockdown this year because of the coronavirus? That's right, it was Melbourne. Question number 4. Okay, this one will test your memory. Which character from The Masked Singer won this year's competition? Yep, it was Bushranger. Question number 5. Here's a sports question. Which city was supposed to host the Olympic Games this year but had to delay it because Corona? Yep, it was Tokyo. Question number 6. Which Australian kids author, who has a thing for tree houses, answered your questions in a special Squiz Kids Q&A this year? You got it, it was Andy Griffiths. Question number 7. Which team won this year's AFL Grand Final in Brisbane? Was it the Richmond Tigers or the Geelong Cats? Yep, that's right, it was the Richmond Tigers. Question number 8. Which singer and songwriter who likes to shake it off won 3 awards at this year's American Music Awards, taking her career to a grand total of 32? That's right, it was Taylor Swift. Question number 9. Name the cartoon cattle dog who lives with her mum, dad and little sister called Bingo, who's returning to our TV screens next year in Season 3. You got it, it's Bluey. Question number 10. Name the planet fourth from the Sun in our solar system, sometimes called the Red Planet. That's the destination for a NASA space mission that launched in July. Yep, it was Mars.
Okay, that's your 10 questions, kids. How did you go? Adults, were you keeping count of the number you have to beat? I'm just going to trust that there's no cheating going on out there. Now, it's time to test the big people on how well they've been paying attention to the news events from the year just gone. It's been a pretty big year, all things considered, and if your brain is anything like mine at the end of the year, you'll be lucky to have 2 brain cells left to apply to this task. But there's nothing less important than a summer's worth of uninterrupted afternoon naps hanging in the balance here. So focus, people. Okay, adults, here we go. Remember, you've got 5 seconds to shout out your answer. Kids, you keep count to see how many they get right. Question number 1. What's the name of the incoming Vice President of the United States? That's right, it's Kamala Harris. Question number 2. Who won this year's State of Origin series? Yeah, it was the Queensland Maroons. Question number 3. What's the name of the Netflix series starring Olivia Colman as the Queen that's all about the British royal family? Yeah, it's The Crown. Question number 4. Who won this year's state election in Queensland? I want the name of the Premier and the political party. That's right, it was Anastasia Palaszczuk of the Australian Labor Party. Question number 5. Known as the Boss and hailing from New Jersey in the United States, which perennially popular rocker who plays with the E Street Band and was most assuredly born in the USA released a new album this year? You got it, it was Bruce Springsteen. Question number 6. From which country was Australian academic Kylie Moore Gilbert set free after spending 2 years there in prison? Yeah, it was Iran. Question number 7. Who won this year's Brownlow medal and what club does he play for? That's right, it was Lachie Neale from the Brisbane Lions. Question number 8. What's the name of the US multi-billionaire entrepreneur whose SpaceX commercial spacecraft had a couple of successful launches with NASA astronauts this year? Yeah, it was Elon Musk. Question number 9. Name the horse that won this year's Melbourne Cup. You got it. It was Twilight Payment. Question number 10. What's the name of the New Zealand Prime Minister who this year won a second term in office? Jacinda Ardern. Okay, adults, how many did you get right?
And kids, how many did you get right?
Either someone's in for a very restful series of summer afternoons with control of the TV remote, or there are kids in your household whose rooms are going to get a whole lot more messy over the next few weeks. We'll be dropping a new quiz each Monday over the school holidays, so keep your eyes on your favourite podcast app and keep your brain sharp, people.
And however you plan to spend your summer, stay safe out there.
Subscribe to Squiz Kids wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss out on anything this summer. And if you're new to Squiz Kids, we're a daily news podcast for kids. During the school term, we're out every morning at 7 a.m, a daily fix of age-appropriate news.
Fun, free, fresh.
We're also the proud recipients of the 2020 Australian Podcast Award for Best Family Podcast. And we look forward to welcoming you to our ever-growing family. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thanks for listening to the inaugural Kids vs. Adults Summer Quiz. And as we say every day on the podcast, now get out there and have a most excellent day.
Over and out.
Squiz Kids is proudly supported by the Judith Neilson Institute for Journalism and Ideas.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.